Okay, now your tasks are going to be a little bit more complex, but if you know the definition of terms and you're given a formula, it really isn't that difficult. All right, so let's start with definition of terms. So when you see the term a, so let's say a sub 1, we're talking about each specific instance in the sequence. So this would be a sub 1, this would be a sub 2, this would be a sub 3, this would be a sub 4, and then etc. So that's what the a means. Now, the n is the number of terms. So in this case, the n would equal, if we just stopped right there with those four numbers, the n would equal 4. Now, let's see here. Between negative 16 and negative 8, we went up 8. Yeah, this is an arithmetic sequence, and we are adding 8. So that common difference, which we're going to call D, is 8. For a geometric sequence, it would be a common ratio, so that would be R. So here's another way to do it. So if we did negative 24 subtract negative 32, we would get positive 8. And then negative 16 subtract negative 24, we would get 8. Then negative 8 subtract negative 16. So when they're talking about common difference, that means every time you continue to subtract, so we did negative 24 subtract 32, and we got 8. Negative 16 subtract 24, negative 8 subtract negative 16. This is what the common difference is. All right. So I'm going to move those things over here. Okay. So now, let's see. Determine if the sequence is arithmetic. Find the common difference, the 52nd term using the explicit formula. Okay, so this is the explicit formula. So it tells us, you tell us which term you're trying to find, and you then, given the given information, you're going to plug that stuff in. So I'm going to raise this up a little, bring this up here so you can see all that. So for example, there are 4 terms. But let's say I didn't know that negative 8 was A4. I'm going to put, let's find A4. So the formula says we first start with A sub 1, which is the first term. Then we're going to add the number of terms, subtract 1. Well, this is the number of terms we're talking about. So 4 subtract 1, it's going to be 3. And we already found the common difference. The common difference is 8. So negative 32 plus 3 times 8, negative 32, plus 24, a sub 4 is negative 8. Oh, look at a sub 4 is negative 8. So explicit, I didn't need a double IT, explicit formula looks like this. It's kind of like, well, I'm not good. Anyway, you determine which term. So if you wanted to find the 100th term, 100 subtract 1 would be you'd multiply this by 99 and you'd put a sub 100. But the instructions tell us to find the 52nd term. So we're going to say a sub 52 is equal to the first term, negative 32. Now, 52 subtract 1 is 51, so we're going to put 51. And the common difference is 8. So the 52nd term in this sequence, so I'm going to type this into the calculator. Negative 32 plus 51 times 8. So negative 32 plus 51 times 8. So if we were to keep adding 8, so if we added 8 more, we'd be at 0, then 8, then 16. If we were to keep going until we had 52 terms, we would be at 376. All right, that is how to find any n number of terms using the explicit formula.